guys. All right. It's time to make ourselves public enemy number one for George Soros yet again. Yes, we have done it in the past. One of my videos actually outing Soros was removed from YouTube because of reasons, apparently. Apparently, you go exposing him as leading Brisbane's Antifa, and apparently that's not good. But anyway, jumping into it. So-called experts warn against calling mass burglary events looting. So you're probably, in case you're sitting under a rock, in case you don't have Twitter and you're sitting there thinking, Nonpartisan, what are you talking about with mass looting? What exactly are you talking about? Let me show you what is happening currently in many of these democratic cities in the United States. Seem to have some nice cars for a bunch of people stealing stuff. So it's not like they're looking like they're poor. Maybe they stole the cars though, right? So there's that, and we got a whole bunch of videos. So strap in. Okay, maybe they do steal the cars. Alright, we got this one.
Fuck.
I love the music.
Fuck. Whoa.
So we got that one. We have this one.
I probably saw 50.
Like a well-organized operation, people sprinted to waiting cars carrying bags full of merchandise from Nordstrom's in Walnut Creek Saturday night.
I saw people running down the street. I probably saw 50 to 80 people in like ski masks, crowbars, like a bunch of weapons.
In one dramatic scene, a car veered around a police SUV to make a getaway, but another officer stopped him with his gun drawn. 3 people were arrested. All are charged with robbery. One of them is also charged with being a felon in possession of a gun. NBC Bay Area has obtained a still image from a security camera inside Nordstrom's during the robbery. A company spokesperson says 5 of their employees were injured, police saying at least 3 workers were assaulted, 1 with pepper spray. And tonight, there is still cause for concern. Walnut Creek police took to social media, warning about the possibility of another robbery. Like a well-organized operation, people sprinted to waiting cars carrying bags full of merchandise from Nordstrom's in Walnut Creek Saturday night.
I saw people running down the street. I probably saw 50 to 80 people.
So we have that, and then this is another one for you. I'm just gonna say a shotgun is probably your best deterrent when it comes to this sort of behaviour. Just putting it out there. Not a lawyer. Alright, so at the end of the day, obviously, gone in 60 seconds, California cops on the hunt for 80 looters in ski masks who ransacked the Bay Area Nordstrom and filled 25 cars with designer goods in a 1-minute raid. But remember, calling them mass burglary events looting is problematic, right? So, following the mass theft in the Bay Area over the weekend, crime experts are warning the public and police not to call mass burglary events looting. Looting has been deemed a racially charged term by progressive voices as opponents of the label are pushing it to call criminal acts as organized robberies. ABC 7 News, race and social justice reporter, that's actually a thing, Julian Glover, said that policing and journalism analysts are cautioning against the use of term looting after a wave of smash and grab robberies devastating the San Francisco community. I am glad that we are so worried about the racial epithets of what is people basically going through and smashing up stores. I am so glad that we don't want to go through and offend these beautiful snowflakes who are assaulting, workers and whatnot, and stealing millions of dollars worth of equipment, because the last thing we want to do is offend the sensitive snowflakes that are doing this, right? That this is just, it's unacceptable if we just go through and we offend them. We have to change the terms that we use, because at the end of the day, we might offend them, right? San Francisco Police Chief Scott, in a press conference to reporters Saturday, said that the Louis Vuitton store on the Bayberry in West Mill were among the upscale retail chains that were burglarized and looted. The theft needed $1 million in stolen luxury goods in San Francisco Square. So at the end of the day, that's the crux of the experts saying, no, don't call them looters. Right? So, like I say, obviously, like they said in the report, there were people injured. There were shop assistants, I think 5 of them, that were assaulted. But at the end of the day, don't call them looting, because you might racially offend some sensitive snowflakes. Although it's kind of weird how they all seemingly look like they're from the same sort of genetic pool. I don't know, it's weird. But at the end of the day, yeah, obviously, we obviously got to figure out, what's going on with these people here that are. We don't want to offend them, right? We don't want to go through and offend these lovely people that tend to look at little. I don't know. Is it just me, or does he look like he might be from a certain country? It's weird, man. Yeah, there's another one. There's another sensitive snowflake that we don't want to offend. It's weird that he's looks like he could be the brother or the sister of the other person. Yeah, there he is. Oh yeah. Now, obviously, we need to talk about the crime surges in San Francisco, because arson is up by 7.8%. Homicide is up by 9.3%. Assault is up by 8.7%. And larceny and theft has jumped by 13.4%. There's some big changes. So 2018 to 2019, and then under 2020 to 2021. So how San Francisco's changing rates dropped significantly under DA Chelsea. Now, these are charging rates, right? So here he is here. Here's the previous DA. He did like 80, say 85. She seems to be doing about 76, 78, maybe. Here he is doing about, 78. She's doing about 70. Assault, right? Went from, 45% down to 37%. I just realised they're written down the bottom. Shh, don't tell me. Right? Rape has gone up. Well, at least he's doing that part well. He's also doing willful homicide. That's good. Theft, though, it's gone from 62 down to 64%. Burglary has gone from 75 down to 67%. So it seems to be like a lot of the smaller, non-serious crimes they seem to be not worrying about. They're not prosecuting with, right? Theft has gone from 82 to 79%. Petty theft has gone from 77 down to 62%. So you might, it's weird. They all look like they're all brothers. You can obviously go through here and you can start to see why these people that have these very, very nice luxury cars, mind you, it's weird, seemingly don't really care about getting caught or seemingly care if they go through and do this. Because at the end of the day, the DA is not prosecuting them as much as they were. So the question you have to ask yourself is why? Why is the DA not prosecuting these cases? What is causing the DA to not want to be prosecuting these people? And we're going to sound like a broken record here because our old friend George Soros is involved. George Soros has contributed over $17 million to Loki County's DA races. George Soros has provided $17 million in political donations to district attorneys across countrywide. These, district attorney county races worldwide. The district attorney and the local races, so the money goes has a massive impact on who gets elected in these DA races. He financially supported the people who would be considered far left or the people who are less likely to prosecute crimes. In Oakland, California, George Soros politically contributed $275,000 to the successful campaign of Diane Becton. So, if we go down here, let's do a quick little Chelsea Borden. Let's see if Chelsea Borden's mentioned. So he's helped her. He's also donated $2 million to the successful campaign of the District Attorney Kim Fox. She's been in the news recently for letting out criminals, not prosecuting people. I can't remember what case it was, but something that we were talking about she was mentioned in. St. Louis, Missouri, Soros contributed $68,000 to Tim Gardner. So obviously, yeah, and obviously Soros puts nearly $1.7 million in Philadelphia's DA. So George Soros put even more money into supporting the winning campaign of Larry Kreshner of Philadelphia District Attorney for the $1.4 million previously reported. Now, this is back in 2017, mind you. This is a thing that's been going for a while. This is not new. Him slowly changing all of the DAs. Like this 17 million here, this is only last year, but he's been doing this for a while. Here's in 2018. George Soros, progressive groups to spend millions to elect reformist prosecutors. So the Allies are hoping to replicate what else is happening in Philadelphia, where new District Attorney Larry Kreshner is reshaping the city's criminal justice system with the goal of ending mass incarcerations. Billionaire George Soros, who backed Kreshner's election in 2017 with a $1.4 million donation, is investing in other district attorney races across the nation in this cycle. So what he's doing is he's giving this money to these far left groups who are then spending it and helping elect DAs that are far left, that want prison reform, that are not necessarily going through and prosecuting these sort of crimes. Now, like I said, they're still obviously doing the serious crimes like rape and murder and stuff like that, but they're not really worrying about these crimes, or they're less worried about these crimes that are like theft, burglary, and stuff like that. So here's one from 2019, is Soros aims to transform the justice system by funding DA races. So, yeah. And here's another one from 2020. Soros pumps more than 28 million into Democratic groups for 2020. So, obviously here he is going through and basically going through and affecting the DA. Well, that's actually the 2020 election, actually. Is that 2020 election? Yeah, 2020 election, sorry. Yeah. But at the end of the day, all these other ones here are him going through and help funding the DA. And you can see the result. You can see the result that does happen here. Obviously, they're not prosecuting. Obviously, you know, rape, narcotics, you know, stuff like that. They're still prosecuting. You know, willful homicide. They're prosecuting stuff like that. But there's other stuff that they would consider less serious crimes. They're not prosecuting. And it emboldens the criminals because at the end of the day, they know they can get away with it. And this is something that we have been reporting on for months now. We've been talking about this. Well, this is what's happening in your democratic cities. I don't know what to tell you. If you still live in a democratic city, I hear moving is an option. But at the end of the day, yeah, obviously I don't know if I necessarily want that. Because then, obviously, these other states that are red would then turn purple. So, yeah. But at the end of the day, yeah, this is what's happening. This is what's causing it. But it's a case of, suppose, going through and fund, and you know, people are just got to find out what's going on, and you know, but I don't know if you can't stop the funding, but you know, at the end of the day, it's not like we can match it. But, you know, people need to be aware of this is what happens. Because let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. And just remember, don't go calling burglaries looting, right? Because you might offend the sensitive snowflakes that are going to assault you and steal your stuff that you've worked very long and hard to help pay for and support your business. And we don't want to offend them, right? Like I said, I hear a shotgun is a really good option. Apart from that, guys, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Hashtag still not a lawyer. At the end of the day, obviously this video has been successful. So if this video has been useful, please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Sorry, I just woke up. Apart from that, guys, have a great night. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night.